What's up, y'all? Yo, it's been a minute since I did something because I've been trying to do a lot, trying to get through a lot of things. But once in a while I talk about what's going on in the realm of hip hop. And I wasn't going to say nothing about quite a few things I heard in hip hop, but I think people have to learn to study lineage in our culture because it's going to be detrimental if you don't. Now, I understand battles. I understand competition. I was just watching a documentary about Motown, and Barry Gordy was like, he liked when the artists, like, they put them up against each other in Motown. The Stevies, Stevie with all the competition, the Jacksons, put them in front of these artists and make them sing their songs and create competition between the musicians, the bass players, the drummers, the trumpet players, anybody in there. They create a competition to breed the best creative people in the world, right? It's one thing to do that, but it's also one thing to challenge the legends within our hip hop and be derogatory toward them by saying that you're better than someone. And the reason I'm saying this because of Max B talking about Big Daddy Kane and why he didn't like Big Daddy Kane and the reason he thinks he's better. And I'm just said stop there. With all the other stuff, I saw on there he talked about him being in the photograph with his chocolate album joint. And that's, to me, in my opinion, that reasoning is not significant to anything. A lot of our artists lately have been disrespecting a lot of the masters in the game. Let me give you an example of a few things I've been seeing I wasn't going to say, but I went, enough is enough. And this is recent masters in the game. I know a lot of people don't like Dame because they think he talks too much or they think he whatever. But how you become this major entity in our hip hop culture on the financial end and entrepreneurial end is you better be a beastly mastermind and not letting others take your system and your cultural business or record label apart by thinking they could just come in and snatch everything you built by your hands away. And Dame Dash, I don't care what no one says, he did that. The only reason a lot of people understands this aggressive black independence is because of people like Dame Dash, people like Schoolie D to go further back, people like Lawrence Goodman, and people like Tony Mitchell who put out Tough Crew, and people like RZA who put together, and RZA's brother Divine, and recently passed Power, who put together Wu-Tang Clan. Dame Dash, who put together the structure that was needed to get Jay-Z and the Rockefeller family out to the masses because he put in a strenuous amount of work. Big Daddy Kane, who became a lyrical specialist, put in the work because he was thinking aggressively when he was writing. At a time when the trailblazing hip-hop rush was on. And when you were a trailblazer, You are trying to outdo the impossible in which you think should be done, and you're trying to outdo that because you understood to be magnificent as a lyrical slaughterhousing genius. You have to put your pen to work and think of the most incredible lyrics you can think of. Raw. When you think of those type of lyrical titles by the most incredible MC in hip hop in the world, you don't disrespect that. I don't care what you think of yourself. Even if you are the most talented MC now, you do not disrespect Big Daddy Kane, the ones who came before you. You don't, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur now, and now you get it because you're doing independent things because the internet and AI and YouTube and streaming allowed you to become an independent person before you could do that. Independent back in the day before YouTube, before all this internet stuff that allows you to be internet independence. That's what I call it, because you're internet independence. Your social media independence. If you didn't have those platforms, you wouldn't know what to do. Dame Dash knew what to do. And the reason I'm just saying Dame Dash, I know Jay-Z and Biggs helped Dame Dash, helping them push that. But Dame Dash's vision of understanding business and distribution and publishing and promotion and marketing and street promotion and networking and interacting and arguing with people that are trying to take these entities away from you, that is a trailblazer. You wouldn't know how to be a hip-hop entrepreneur if it wasn't for some of our magnificent people like Dame Dash, who started the Rockefeller Records. Talking about Cameron. How dare you come out of your mouth? And I love Cameron. I did like him. But then I'm going, why would you even think you're going to disrespect a Dame Dash or RZA? These guys, even Puffy, I know everybody is on, oh man, that Diddy, I get it. But I'm not talking about that Diddy. He can do whatever he want behind closed doors. That's what he do. But these guys were pioneers at making sure hip-hop was ran on the independent grind. And more so Dame Dash. Because Dame Dash, he dealt with distributors, and I know a lot of y'all don't even know how records even got out there. When you're dealing with a distributor, not a record label, that's when you get the money. When you understand publishing, and publishing is not 100%, it's 200%, and that pie gets split up, and people start ripping people off because they understood that, i.e. a lot of these big companies, record labels, started delving in that publishing because it was 200% and made you think you only get 2 points, 6 points. Oh, you only get 7 points. The standard is only 5 points. 5 points mean 5% of 200%. That's another story because I know y'all don't know that game. But when you start disrespecting the lineage, the fabric that builds the hip-hop culture in such a way, then I have little respect for your understanding of how powerful these people are. When Gilly says that Big Daddy Kane wasn't relevant and all the old heads wouldn't have had nothing to talk about until Max B said that, we was always talking about Big Daddy Kane. We always talking about LL Cool J. We're always talking about Grandmaster Caz. We're always talking about the Coke La Rocks. They just had a big documentary. We always talking about Coogee Rap. These are guys that are magnificent. We always talking about MC Light. We always talking about KRS-One. Because they set a pace in the game. They set standards and foundations that are the very reason you're doing what you're doing today. Cameron, you would not even know about entrepreneurship if it wasn't for Dame. You wouldn't know anything on this hip-hop level except for when you rhyming. Dame is not a rapper, but he made sure you were put way up so you can make moves. He made sure Oskino could do things so he could make moves. And no disrespect to Oskino because he ain't say nothing crazy. He made sure the state property, Freeway, Beanie Siegel, Emilio Sparks, and then the young boys, Chris and Neef, he made sure they was at levels. Kanye made sure they was at levels. And all the other people that was around that he continued to help get them to the status they needed to get because he's in the meetings. And y'all don't know how vicious these sharks and terrible scumbag snakes that are in this record business. That is why Dame Dash hollers all the time. You don't know what it takes to be a super superb MC like Big Daddy Kane. That's why y'all come out your mouth. Because you think, oh yeah, I'm out here, I'm doing it. You're not doing what they did. You're not going to the trenches writing them rhymes. Yeah, Max B, you went to jail. Okay. You ain't do what Big Daddy Kane did. I'm sorry. Y'all not even in the same y'all not even in the same anything. How about that? Cameron, you're not in the same realm as Dame Dash. You're not. I'm pretty sure when he was arguing for y'all wasn't even really, if you was there, okay, I can't say that because I don't know if you was there. But when I hear you disrespecting him, and then when I hear stories like, I'm all over because I'm mad. Because it's getting out of hand. Y'all getting out of hand. Even if you joking to get money, I don't think that's a good way to joke. Action Bronson dissing Ghostface. Man, you acting like Ghost. I'm surprised Ghostface took so long to wait. The matter of fact, when he first heard him, he should have said something. Before Action Bronson tried to say, yeah, he was better than Ghostface. Cameron think he's better than Dame Dash. Max B thinks he's better than Big Daddy Kane. Come on, y'all, stop. Learn historical understanding. Do the hip-hop diasporic thing. Read books. Study these guys. Not through the internet. Go and pick up magazines. Go to the library. Go in the archives. Go look for all your favorite magazines and read what they said about this magnificent super MC called Big Daddy Kane. Read. I got a book right here. Where's this book at? Where's my book? Oh, hold on, folks. I'm going to go get this book. Give me a second. I'm going to walk off. Because you guys is crazy. Y'all bugging. Hold up. Give me a second. I'm going to walk off camera for a second. Because this is ridiculous. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me walk over here and show you something. Y'all don't understand what's going on. I'm back. This book right here, you guys gotta start reading. I'm not tolerating this disrespect in hip hop. You guys gotta read. I love y'all, but y'all bugging. Stop bugging. Let me show you something. James G. Spady, Sammy Halim, and Samir wrote a book called The Global Cipher. Let me go to this right here, boy. Why do I gotta start reading? This is one of the most important books in hip hop. Let me go. Where is this? This right here. It's a whole section on Rockefeller. Hove enters the cipher. Jay-Z journey from Mercy Projects to the global prospects, right? You got Jay-Z, he's in a school in Philadelphia, and he's being interviewed. But this is the section I want to go to. Interview with Dame Dash. The Global Cipher. You better get this book. This is one of the most incredible interviews on Dame Dash in the structure of Rockefeller. How Dame Dash casually was, I called these, because I always say this about my brother and my friend Chris. You have to be they engage in interaction with others. They're like, what do I say? They know how to get in spaces and places and talk and intellectually kick it. Not intellect, that's not the word I want to use. They're socialites, that's the word I want to use. Dame, when you listen to this interview and his social intelligence, he's a socialite. He's a socialite, so he's able to move through things and figure things out and move distribution and move records. In my lifetime, the record that he pushed started with 5,000 with a few records. You just move in and you go, okay, we got to do this. Okay, now we got to do this. This captures all of his Rockefeller moves and how he did it. This interview is so in-depth. It's unlike any interview you ever saw because the right people are asking the right questions because they're doing investigative reporting, very important scholared work. The Global Cipher. Read this. Get this book. It probably costs you about $1,000 to get this book. But you better go to your library and read the Global Cipher. This even has an article in here on Kweli, and you see who really put together Black Star, which is Kweli and Yasin Bey, a.k.a. Mos Def. But I'm talking about Dame Dash in this book, The Global Cipher. You read this, and then you could tell me, come back and be like, Cameron, I think you need to kind of calm down and apologize. Max B, because hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, I forgot. Hold on. Let me get the other book that James G. Spady wrote. Hold on. This is how deep this hip hop thing is, and y'all will never know. This is how deep this thing is. Listen, this one right here was called Nation Conscious Rap. You got Public Enemy on here. Right? Mr. C. Big Daddy Kane, page 21. Right? Let's go to page 21. Y'all are crazy. Big Daddy Kane, how do you prepare for your shows? We do a last minute thing. Even in high school, if I would study for a test all week, there was a lot that I would forget. I come out better studying at the last minute. The same with the show. I'll say, yo, Scoop, remember after set it off, we're going to straighten up like this. So, after I say back loose, grab the mic, then I go through the record with Mr. C and get them in order. How do you describe the process of moving forward where you want to be? I definitely feel we're growing because me and Mr. C, we've been together for years. What school did you go to? We went to Sarah J. Haley High School, and we've been together for years. We used to have a big group of us called the Magnum Force. We used to tear shows up. You couldn't tell us we wasn't live. Then after the group broke up, me and C, we stuck with it. Came out with a record and did our first show. It was real good. Now, I'm not going to go into that, all that. So let me see, I'll go into this one. When you look at the fact that you have millions of kids around the world listening to your music, do you feel a responsibility, especially to black kids, in getting a message over to them? Is that an interest of yours or is that not important at all? Yes, it's very important. This is Big Daddy Kane talking because the interviewer asked him that. James G. Spady probably asked him that. Yes, it's very important because rap music is black music. So many brothers and sisters are out here listening to it. And for those who won't listen to a Farrakhan speech or won't play a Malcolm X tape or don't go to any type of Islamic school whatsoever and only have knowledge coming from the book teachings about a white God, they can learn through rappers like myself, KRS-One, Public Enemy, and Rakim. What? What rapper is saying that today? Max B ain't say nothing like that. This was way back in the day. So Gilly, I love you, brother. I'm from Philly too. You younger than me. I came out before you, but y'all did better than I did, but I was independent. I love you, Gilly. Pause. I gotta say that. That ain't even that's a New York thing. But we use it. When get that dough. When that came out, I was singing that all. I was like, yo, these brothers, you know. I said these brothers dope. Rolex. I actually knew Rolex. I don't think he remember, but I was in North Philly. I was working at a bar at the time. The block he came from, Mr. Keel's bar. I used to work there in the summer. I'm a West Philly kid, but I worked there. Rolex used to do dice. Me and my homie worked there, and he was a cool dude. He used to always come up. We used to kick it with him. I don't know if you remember that. That was a long time ago. So I remember when y'all was them dudes, and I love the newcomers. But you have to sit down on this one. Big Daddy Kane is massive. Always have been. Certain things you just don't disrespect. We don't have to wait for Max B to say anything to give Big Daddy Kane praises. He already getting praises all day long. We all giving him praises. It's nonstop. That's just, you don't even have to think about it. Certain people you just don't. Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, they just, you gonna always, they ain't gotta come out with no album. They ain't nothing, they ain't gotta be relevant. Just the fact that he had, you know, the songs that they had, the powerful songs that they had. Ain't no half step and raw and all these magnificent joints. Ghostface, you don't have to keep giving them props. They stapled in the game. Dame Dash, he's stapled in the game for the creative, magnificent, independent system he created. He was rich way before Cameron. Y'all don't remember that? You don't remember how big Dame Dash was at that time? And for a long time, he was a superior entrepreneurial hip hop entrepreneur. Superior. Y'all have to do history, man. Go get some books. Like these books probably about $1,000 now. You can't get this. But I tell you one thing, they are in the archives. Go. That's what y'all MCs and y'all cats need to do. Start going to colleges. You need to go to colleges and look in these archives and go into the library and do real research. That's the type of guy I'm here. I'm here to tell y'all. I do real research. When you see me doing hip-hop historical sites, I'm doing real in-depth, hardcore, different style of hip-hop. I don't have just one thing. But stop disrespecting these cats. Y'all gotta do history, man. You have to. Then you're not gonna feel like you gotta be nasty toward our legends. You ain't gotta be that way. Oh, this one ain't relevant. Nobody don't care. I don't care if they old in the dirt. I don't care if they ain't get no money. I don't care if they look like a bum. So what? Who said money is associated with high intelligence and greatness? Some of your best people are drug users and messed up. Them the ones can tell you everything. The bum on the street can tell you how not to be a bum. The dirty genius that ain't got no money got all the time in the world to tell you how, if you sit down and listen to him. Stop disrespecting our hip-hop legends. Cut it out. Enough is enough. That's why we getting fed up. Like, y'all tripping. We love y'all, but y'all be tripping, man. Stop it. Do your history, playboys. Start getting to know something. Stop just going on Google. Go deep. Study. Use your noodle. Study. Study hip-hop. That's what you need to do. All y'all need to study hip-hop. Action Bronson, go study hip-hop. Jim Jones, go study hip-hop. If you know anything, Nas, he studied Rakim. Rakim got mad at Nas, but that's okay. That's why Nas ain't respond when he got mad. I thought Rakim was wrong for that, but that's Rakim. You take that. If he say you wrong, Nas took that. Oh man, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to make a autobiography of you. I liked it. I thought it was a good idea. But Rakim ain't like it. So you, hey, Nas, what's wrong with you? You should knew better. That's Rakim. But Nas was praising him. He wasn't even disrespecting him. He just ain't like that. He said his government, whatever like that. But you respect that. You're not getting nowhere disrespecting the pioneers of the thing. KRS-One dissed MC Shan because they were peers. Eminem, you don't get to diss Melly Mel. All right, Melly Mel said what he said about you. Take that. It's a compliment, and Melly Mel is talking about you? Yeah, I'm a white guy. Yeah, you be right. I got, He acknowledging you because he's seen the great things you did. He know you can rap. Take that. Action Bronson, stop acting like another rapper. Know that that's what you're doing. Say, yeah, I'm tripping. What was wrong with me? Jim Jones, I like you. Balling is one of the biggest things that ever happened to the whole Dipset crew. But you like jovial, fun, party going hip hop. You don't diss Nas, bro. Cameron, you don't diss Dame Dash. And Max B, don't stop. Apologize. Dude, if you really want to sell records, let me tell you what really could happen. If you really want to sell records, you'll do a banging video and go, what was I thinking? I'm a fool. Kane, I apologize, I back down. Can I produce one of your albums? Make beats for the brother. Do some art for his new piece, his new record he got coming out. Do a show and put him on your show. Pay for, be the executive producer on one of his albums. That's what you do to legends. Cameron, offer your services to Dame Dash. Dame, let me help you with this movie. Kanye, offer your services to Dame Dash. You ain't never dissed Dame Dash, but I'm saying. Action Bronson, tell Ghostface, hey, listen, I want to executive produce your big thing. And you're going to take way more money off this than me. Don't make too much more money than him. Jim Jones, apologize to Nas and see if he'll let you get on the record. This will set your career and your level of intellect to heights you wouldn't believe. Imagine if Donald Trump went, I had it all wrong, y'all. I'm trying to stop black folks from doing this and that. I need to embrace them because they are magnificent. Let me reverse and start. I was wrong. Imagine the level of social and emotional intelligence is incredible. Stop dissing pioneers, my brothers. Stop it. We want this hip hop to go big. You understand me? We want this thing to go big. Max B, please apologize to Big Daddy Kane. Peace, y'all.